Who is making the most money on MMA YouTube? That is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. My name is James Lynch. So Jedi Goodman, who by the way is a great follow on Twitter, X, really good stuff covering the business aspect of stuff, also posting news and clips and everything. I had this tweet yesterday that really caught my attention. He says, Mr. Beast created a website, View Stats, where you can see views, subs, and revenue estimates using figures from the site. Here are the revenue estimates for the last 28 days of a few combat sports related YouTube channels. Power Slap, anywhere from 10K to 31K, which surprised me a bit because I think we've all sort of known that Power Slap is kind of inflating their numbers a bit, but hey, I'll believe them on that. MMA Guru, this is a big one, almost $9,000, over $9,000 a month to $25,000 a month, which is nuts. ESPN MMA, $8,000 to $23,000. So Guru making more money than them. Chael Sonnen, 7.5 to 20K. Michael Bisping, 3.9 to 10K. Nina Drama, 3.8 to 10K. These numbers are very interesting. Now, a couple things that we should clarify. Some people did comment on this tweet. One being Ant Evans, former PR guy for the UFC, someone that I believe now manages a few YouTube channels, including Michael Bisping, says, I've had access to 40 YouTube channels and regularly use both Blade and View Stats. On a whole, both underestimate that revenue, which is interesting. So those figures that we just saw there, according to Ant, they're actually higher. And I would agree with that because I don't think this counts donations and other things that come through. And we'll get to that in a second. But he says, I just checked one channel I run. ViewStats says it's making 3 to 5K a month. Reality, it's 20 to 29K a month, which is some serious money, guys. That's amazing. Then again, all I know is how this comes off the channels I manage and are maximizing their AdSense revenue. I can tell you, I went and looked on View Stats for my channel. Definitely some numbers are like a tiny bit off, but for the most part are pretty much the same. And if you guys want to go check that, go for it. This isn't about my channel in this video. It's about the really, really big ones. So MMA Guru actually chimed in on this. He says, I wish my taxman would go off these numbers, but they don't really account for super chat donations, which is true. Because if you hop onto a Guru stream, like every second he's getting a $5, $10 donation and he's streaming for a couple hours. Like he says here, chat donations make up for 65% of his total earnings. So Guru on a good month is making $30,000 a month. Then you add in the chat donations. Then you add in his memberships. He says, plus I got 1.9K paid members at like $6 a month. Shout out to ESPN and Power Slap. They're so close on ad revenue basis. So Guru, again, is the king of MMA YouTube. I don't think there's any dispute there. I don't think anyone watching this realized that there was anyone coming close. But I think these figures are kind of interesting. And we're going to go through some of the results that View Stats come up with. But I wanted to talk about this first because, again, it's not 100% accurate. And some figures may be actually higher than they are. Or some of them may be lower. We'll see. But let's go through some of the popular ones. So here's MMA Guru. So overall views, 76 million, 9,000 subs. I mean, that's crazy. 9,000 subs in a month. That's nuts. 3.38 million views this month, anywhere from 8.9 to 24K. His latest video is at 52,000 views, which is insane. Like, we're just talking like across the board YouTube. Those are incredible numbers. So credit to Guru for that. Nina Drama. She is at 468,000. So she's not even at a million, or sorry, that's 468 million, my bad. 17.48 million views per over the last 28 days. So she actually has higher views than Guru. The subs are higher as well. She's at 19,000, but look at her revenues a little bit shorter. Now, part of the reason for this, just from the stuff I've kind of figured out on YouTube, I think the reason her revenue is lower than Guru's, even though her subs and views are higher, is because Guru live streams. Nina Drama doesn't. YouTube really favors watch time. And if you know Guru, one of the things I've talked about on this channel before, he does live streaming all the time. He does it for every single UFC card. That is what is getting his revenue up higher, because remember, ads are getting inserted when you're watching a live stream of his. So that's why his revenue is a lot higher. So her highest cap is 11K a month, and Guru's is 24K on the low end. It's 8.9. For Nina, it's 4K on the lower end. And keep in mind with Nina, she is producing her own content, but the UFC is providing her interviews. There's even some rumblings that the UFC is maybe even doing her scripts, and she's also getting flown to get one-on-one access for every single UFC event to get one-on-one interviews. So she's literally has the best access out of anyone, not to mention her video count. She's at 929. Guru's at 3,000 videos. So much different there. But again, this is just not 100% accurate, but definitely worth discussing. Let's talk about Jesse on Fire, another one of the big MMA channels. You look at it there, he's got just under 2,000 videos. His views are at 2.2 million, 11,000 subs. So again, his subs are actually higher than Guru's as far as per month, at least this month. And again, we're just talking this past month, so May. So 11,000 subscribers. His revenue is between 5.6 and 15K. So even he is higher than Nina Drama in terms of revenue. But again, Jesse on Fire does stream a lot more. So that helps a lot. So if there's one thing you can kind of take away from this video is that if you want to get more revenue, you got to live stream more. That's, successful for a lot of channels. Let's look quickly at Lucas Tracy. He is at 1.4 million for his channel. 3,000 subs, anywhere between 958 and 3.2. I think this revenue is actually a bit higher for him as well, just because, again, you look at the views, they're very high. Like his last video just did 36,000 views. So very interesting. Okay, so this is sort of MMA YouTube. Let's talk a bit about the traditional outlets like the, your MMA Fightings, MMA Junkie, ESPN. Let's look at those a little bit here because it is very interesting. Let's start with the Mac Life. If you guys didn't know this already, the Mac Life absolutely triumphs all the other MMA media outlets. More than MMA Fighting, more than MMA Junkie. We'll see why. 11 million views this past month. That's insane. Now, granted, Mac Life's going to every event. They do a good job of getting their content up quickly. Subs is at 10,000. Estimated revenue, 30,000 to 12,000. So these are like Guru numbers right here. In fact, they're higher than Guru. And the interesting thing is they've done this without doing any sort of live streaming other than, actually, I don't know if they live stream the pressers. I don't think they do. I think they just upload it. So that's very impressive that these numbers are as high as they are. And he doesn't do live streaming. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Mac Life's been around a lot longer than MMA Guru, and they've also got 1 million subscribers, 1.5 million subscribers. Guru's only got 190,000. So a bit of a difference there. Although, as I'll show you a bit later here, subscribers don't necessarily mean bigger views or more income per month. Let's go through some more. This one surprised me. Now, there's some errors on this, but let's go through this one as well. Luke Thomas. $87,000, 87,000 to 31,000 a month. I think that's off. There's something wrong here. It says video removal detected, negative views have been detected for this channel. Something seems weird there. Like Luke Thomas's videos do well. Look, his views are minus 12 million. I don't even know what that means. So something's off here. I don't think Luke Thomas is making $100,000 a month. That would be crazy. If Luke is doing that, why even work for DraftKings or anywhere else if you're just making this much on your own? Again, 190,000 subscribers, so similar to Guru. Overall views is at 21 million. So if you look at his overall earnings, he's gotten anywhere. Okay, so yeah, this makes more sense because if he's just making this in a month, 87K, his max that he's made overall is 150K. So that number's off a bit. But still, credit to Luke. Like, I know, maybe not everyone's a fan of Luke Thomas, but you got to give him credit. I mean, to have $150,000 off your YouTube channel, which essentially has been part-time for him, very impressive. Let's look at some news channels as well. The news channels that, steal footage and make their own news stuff here. Here's one, Full Mount MMA. They're making almost $21,000 a month. On the low end, they're making at least 8K. They have 500,000, subscribers. Their views are at 3 million. So views are a bit lower. Their subs are lower, but still they're racking in the dough. And look at their last video, 75,000 views. So again, one of the bigger MMA news channels that's out there. And listen, YouTube doesn't flag them for footage or anything. You have to give them credit. I mean, at the end of the day, it sucks for a lot of people like, myself and other content creators or journalists that are out there because they're essentially making their living off other people's work. But credit to them, 21,000 a month. Who wouldn't want to take that? That's very impressive. And again, they don't live stream either. Let's look at the traditional media outlets though. MMA Junkie making between 8,000 and 2,000 a month. Their subs are at 1K and their views are at 1.17 million. So again, lower than all the ones I just mentioned there. But this is a company that's owned by USA Today. They have reporters on the ground for every single event. This is something I talked about. Event coverage is not what it used to be. It's not as lucrative. So people aren't clicking as much. And, you're seeing the result of that. So, granted, they're able to pay their employees because of the hits they get on the site, but still not very high. Now, MMA Junkie is only a little bit higher than them. And they have more subscribers. Look at this, 1.7 million compared to just 353,000. And part of that too is Ariel doing the MMA hour. But you look at their subs, according to this, they haven't gained any subs in the last 28 days, which, I mean, at 1.7, what MMA fan is not subscribed to MMA fighting other than people who maybe don't like Ariel? 5.46 million views. That's very impressive. Again, they're heavy on event coverage. And also, so the reason their views are so much higher than Junkie is because they obviously have the MMA hour. That's the big difference there in case people were wondering. Yeah, and overall views, I mean, just insane, right? But they've been one of the channels that's been around forever. So credit to them for doing that. ESPN MMA, which has been relatively new, but again, they have the TV rights. They get a lot of one-on-ones, 2 million viewers or 2 million subscribers, I should say. Revenues between 8.1 and 23K. So again, Guru, I mean, Guru even mentioned it there. If you add in his memberships and his donations, this is way higher than ESPN. So Guru a lot higher there. His subs are at 30, or the ESPN's subs are at 30,000. Overall views at 51 million. That's insane. That's crazy. But again, they're getting, like I said, exclusive access. They are streaming a lot of the pressers as far as I know, and they're getting like exclusive content. They also have DC show on there. They have a lot of stuff that's really helping that channel. So that's another big one there too. Let's look at some fighters as well that have been doing quite well on the YouTube side of things. Chael Sonnen, look at this, 1.2 million views, revenue between 8,000 and 22,000. According to this, he hasn't gained any new subs, but his views are at 3.39, very impressive. Henry Cejudo, this surprised me. I thought Cejudo was actually making more. Again, these numbers should be a bit higher, but according to this, he's making less than $1,000 a month on his channel. His views are at, overall views are at 76 million. His subscribers are only at 215,000. His views for the last month were 138K. So lower than all the ones I just mentioned there. I don't really watch a lot of his channel, but I know that was one that was a channel that, you know, again, has done, you know, I know, for example, I know Cejudo has like a producer that's putting everything together. Now, one of the ones that was referenced earlier, Michael Bisping, look at this, between 4,000 and 10,000 a month. And keep in mind, Bisping's making this on his own, along with working for TNT and doing some of the other stuff he does, the commentary for the UFC. So good for Bisping, man. That's impressive. 11,000 subs for the month, 4.6 million views. Now he's starting to do more interviews. He also does opinion stuff as well. But again, very, very interesting there from Michael Bisping's side of things. And then check this out. This blew me away. And I kind of knew it was this big anyways, but look at this. Look at the UFC. They make $365,000 dollars a month, and that could be higher. I mean, they're not getting donations or anything, but again, they live stream every presser. They have the best seat in the house. They have all this production equipment. So this is how much they're making a month. Their subs are at 100,000, 99 million views for the last 28 days, and their overall subscribers are at 18 million. So again, you compare this to, you know, even Guru, for example, 18 million subscribers compared to, and how long has UFC's YouTube channel been around? Forever. Compare that to Guru. I mean, it's still, Guru's getting there. He's catching up, which is pretty incredible. So I thought that was very interesting there as far as all the stats and everything else goes. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video to give people an idea. Again, these are not 100% accurate, but I think it is pretty interesting to know the type of money that people are making on there. Oh, one more I wanted to talk about here quickly. I think I skipped over them. MMA On Point. That's another one I wanted to get to. They are another pretty successful channel. Again, anywhere between 5,000 and 13,000 a month. So less than Guru. 10,000 subscribers a month, so that their subs are up. Their views are lower than, say, Nina Drama and Guru and some of these other people as well. Their latest video doing 8,000 views, which is just 3 hours ago, but they're at 1 million subscribers as well. So just wanted to do this video to give you guys kind of an idea of the type of money that people are making on MMA YouTube. That's why, you know, when I hear people talk crap about other channels or, you know, channels dying or whatever, like channels are, you know, listen, like there's some good money to be made on YouTube. For a lot of the content creators out there. So that's something to keep in mind. I know there's others I'm sure that I could go through and miss, but have a check yourself. Go to viewstats.com. You can get a good idea of how much people are making per month, but just keep in mind that, again, the figures aren't 100% accurate, and it's not counting memberships like Guru has or the donations as well. And even, you know, most people that do live streams do get a fair amount of donations a month. So it certainly adds up as well. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Were there any figures here that surprised you? Are you surprised by how much Guru's making? Like, I knew he was making a lot, but Jesus, like 30,000 a month. Add in the donations, like he's saying 65%. Now, granted, the government's taking about what, 30 to 35% a month, but still, that's incredible. Like, good for those people. That's the only thing you can really say here. Like, you know, for a sport that is, you know, not necessarily, you know, as popular as maybe some other sports out there, there's certainly a lot of people engaged on the content side of things. So that's very encouraging. And again, I've mentioned this on countless videos. I think we're going more away from event coverage and going more towards commentary and analysis and things of that nature. I think that's what people want to see more. They're kind of getting tired of the regular media day stuff, and we're sort of seeing that here and there. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Lynch on Sports. That's one of the things I do like talking about on this channel is the media side of things, or the, you know, business side of things. I think it is very fascinating, and it's something that I myself have had to evolve a little bit and try and keep with the times here. So if you like more content like this, if there's stuff you want me to cover in the business and media side of things, just let me know in the comments. I'm always open to getting more video content, and the voice is getting there. We're almost back to normal. I'd say I'm at about 88% right now, hoping to get to 100% here pretty soon. But again, appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, your thoughts on this video, and if there's anything you want me to do in the future. My name is James Lynch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.